call the meeting to order. And Walt, would you like to lead us in the pledge?
I shall. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Walt Donnet,
Present.
Tom Sharp,
Here.
Troy Tusana,
Here.
John West, Lee Tracy.
Here. So I will declare that we do in fact have a quorum. And the next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from last month. I sent those out by email, and there's also copies here. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the July 13th meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes of the meeting.
Moved by Tusana. Is there a second?
A second.
Seconded by Sharp. Are there any additions or corrections? Any questions? If not, then let's have the clerk call the roll on the approval of the minutes.
Tusana,
Aye.
Donnet,
Not being here, I abstain. Not being here on July 13th, I abstain.
Sharp,
I approve.
Tracy.
Here. So the minutes will show that the minutes have been unapproved. Minutes are also going to show that in addition to the trustees, we have the highway commissioner, Chris Long, with us. We have our attorney, Van Larson, and we have our BATV videographer, Josh Scherpenberg. Incidentally, if you go to YouTube and you ask for the minutes of the Batavia Township meeting, you can see them on YouTube.
All right.
You don't have to go to the BATV site, I
How
discovered.
big is YouTube
now? The trustees have all received the reconciliation and budgets summaries, and also the income and expense summaries for the month of July. On the bank statements and the budget summaries, you will note that there's a positive balance, significant positive balance in all three checking accounts, and there are favorable remaining balances in all budgets. On the income and expense side, I suppose the noteworthy things is that we had property tax revenue from the county of $334,358.05 for both the road district and the general fund. And we had personal property replacement tax revenue from the state of $8,215.01 during the month of July. I might also note that 25% of the mental health levy was dispersed in July, and on the bills for payment, you'll notice that there's another 25%, which I will pay following approval in August. So the next item on the agenda is the approval of bills. They're here. If anybody wants to review them at all, I will note, and I sent out the summary of bills for the general fund and the road fund earlier last week, and we need to add, I see, what's the addition? Oh, pay bills from Brian Cole and Associates on the general fund, which bring the general fund expenditures up to $151,672.07. The big item there is another quarter of the mental health levy to be paid. So, do I have a motion to approve the payment of the bills of the general fund in the amount of $151,672.07?
So moved.
Been moved by Donna.
I'll second.
Seconded by Tusana. Are there any questions about any of those? If not, then let's have the clerk call the roll on the approval of the payment of the general fund bills.
Donnet,
Aye.
Sharp,
Yes.
Susanna,
Aye.
Tracy.
Aye. And the road fund, I circulated, there's a big one to add, which is the, to AHWL LLC, which is the John Deere uh-oh,
There we go.
oh my,
It's a coming.
we're gonna lose internet. No, there it comes.
Boy, it is dark.
That's the John Deere dealer in Elburn. So the highway commissioner has purchased a new tractor to do mowing with in the amount of $20,864.01. And so that's an added thing, I think, to what you may have received. So then I need a motion to approve the road fund bills to be paid this month in the amount of $48,659.08.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Seconded by Sharp. Any questions, concerns? We may get knocked out here. All right, so the clerk will call the roll on the approval of the road fund bills.
Donnet,
Aye.
Sharp,
Aye.
Susanna,
Aye.
Tracy.
Aye. And I will give you one.
Go through the slot, please.
Oh, through the slot. I know.
Yeah.
Through the slot. Through the teller slot. Okie dokie.
By radar, we getting the Fermilab experience in splitting.
Yeah. So the next item on the agenda is the assessor's report, and Assessor Tammy Kavanaugh is clearly not here. She sent me a note saying that she would not be attending, and that she wants to announce that the last day to file an assessment appeal with the county is Monday, August 16th. So that what happens is the assessor and her staff are now busy with those appeals, preparing the information. The next item is the road commissioner's report.
We almost finished up our road projects for the year. They ran short of material, so they're short 140 feet.
Oh, nice.
So they're coming back down. Thought
What?
this week, but I don't think the weather's going to be good for them.
What a waste.
Yeah, it's too bad. Somebody goofed up on hauling the material in, because they haul it in ahead of time and then they
Yeah, yeah.
mix it. So, but that being said, at least the rest of it's done. We still are picking up brush every week. People sometimes call and didn't know why their pile didn't get picked up, and they really should look to see that if it's been tagged or not. 'Cause if we don't pick it up, we either pick it up or tag it.
If you tag, what's the tag do? Does it
Tells
say?
them what they need, what they did wrong.
Okay. Specific instructions?
Yep. How to change
Oh,
it.
like if they have the big ends at the end of it.
Well, if it's a
grab
big,
it.
if it's a big pile like
Yeah.
the city likes, tearing that apart by hand that's
It's
how
a
you
pain,
get hurt,
yeah.
your back injuries. So, if we're going to keep this project up, it's got to be done
Right.
at least where one guy can handle a bundle.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's really noteworthy that we pick up brush weekly, pretty much.
That's
that
nice.
to try to keep the pile size down. So,
That is nice.
nobody likes picking up brush. I think it's a good service.
It is. It is. For our heavily wooded area,
Yeah. Well,
It's,
even
uh,
Tanglewood now, and some of those, the heritage is getting, those trees are starting to grow up. And
Yeah.
there's more and more trimming being
pruning
done.
and stuff. Yeah.
And we stay on trimming the road right-of-ways and stuff, especially the dead trees, because of storms like this one. I don't like going out at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to get something from this. You
Yeah.
know? You'll have some brush to pick up because of
Sheriff has my number. They call.
move this tree.
Yeah. Well, and it's tough on them because, it goes down across the road. That's 2 squads. They typically have to waste
Yep.
Watch
blocking the road
traffic.
off on each
Yeah.
end, so
Yeah.
we try to get out as quick as we can,
Sure.
get it opened up. Other than that, things are going well. We did purchase that new tractor. We traded one in.
Yeah, so we get you, so it actually, we got a pretty good deal, looks
Yeah, we
like.
bought it off the state, off the, actually, the federal bid, so, it's as good a price as you can get. When it comes it's a lower end version of that model. It's called the E, the economy version.
Mm-hmm.
But, they make some pretty neat stuff.
And what's the brand? Is it?
It's a John Deere.
It's a John Deere. Okay.
So
We had a
green-
John Deere, so,
Yeah.
when you know them,
Yeah.
and we got service right at Elburn. So it's just,
I have family out in Nebraska, and they're just diehard. Everything comes from the John Deere, mainly because they always know they can get parts.
yeah.
Otherwise, you may have trouble.
Well, and we really weren't expecting it till next month or later. This thing was built August 4th, and they delivered it to Elburn yesterday. So, I mean, that's putting them together and getting them out the door
Yeah.
pretty darn quick.
Wow.
Uh,
So it is a new unit then.
It's new, yeah.
Yeah. How long did the other one last?
It was a 99.
Okay.
Still in good shape. I mean, we got $15,000 for it
Okay.
to trade in, so. And it had a loader with it, so that was another $2,500. So I think we did pretty well. Use it for 23 years or
Yeah.
so.
That's well.
To get that kind of money out of it. So it started to have a few issues that we fixed. John Deere fixed them, and then we just kind of decided it was time to cut our losses
Yeah.
short.
You guys are putting those loads on there too. That wears them out.
Yeah. So then we'll have a new mower coming for it in another month or two. So it's only the second new mower I bought in 20-some years,
Really?
or 20 years.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. We resurrected a couple of used ones and rebuilt them, when we have time. And but this is a bigger one, so we can do a little more.
Okay. So, the next item on the agenda is public participation, and I don't see any public, so I don't believe we have public participation. There's one item under old business, and this is the funding for social service agencies for this fiscal year. I mentioned it last month, and you have a summary of what we did, what we funded the last year, 2021, where we actually spent $117,000 of the $120,000 that was budgeted, and what we did for the various agencies. And I sent you a proposal for this current fiscal year, which includes about the same funding for Batavia RSVP, Mutual Grounds, St. Vincent de Paul, Holy Cross, Senior Service Associates, Shepherd's Heart at Chapel Street Church, Suicide Prevention Services, Tri-City Health Partnership, and Valley Sheltered Workshop. On this, I have suggested we eliminate Breaking Free, which is really part of Mutual Ground, and chip in Batavia, which they will tell me, and they've told me, and is generally the case, that they don't really need a lot of funds. They're pretty well funded currently.
What is pretty well funded?
A chip in Batavia.
Oh, CHIP, okay.
And the Elder Day Center, I have a question with regard to Elder Day Center, and that is, we've funded, if you look at the per person, they really are way down in the numbers of people that they serve, which I think is a problem. And Lutheran Social Services was a program that we provided at River Rain, and I've had no additional request from that. In addition to that, I think I mentioned last month that I was involved, and the Batavia Rotary Club has been involved in a community needs assessment program. And so what I would like to do is to work with them in terms of funding the Batavia Interfaith Food Pantry. Their greatest need is a new facility.
Right.
They had a place which did not work out. They're now looking at another place. And Fox Valley Food for Health, which we have not funded in the past, but they are going, what Fox Valley Food for Health does is really two things. They provide meals for terminally ill, largely terminally ill folks, to give them nutritious meals, and they're prepared by high school students whom they train. They are also having a current fundraising for a new facility. So I suggested that we, perhaps earmark $5,000 to go along with whatever Rotary is going to do. And the Batavia United Way, there are two programs that United Way does. One was called Success by Six, which used to be a kindergarten scholarship program. It's now going to be preschool scholarship program with the preschools that are run by the school district and also by private ones, Batavia Covenant, the Park District, and Emmanuel Lutheran. And so who have also pledged money for that purpose. And then the other one that is largely has been done by Batavia United Way, has now been taken over by Fox Valley United Way, and that's the Kane County 211 program. The other one is Lazarus House, which we have historically supported. Their big need at this point is a new van. So what I'd like to lean on the Batavia Rotary Club to help do this project. And there are two big rental and utility assistance programs that are run by the Salvation Army and Shelter Assistance, which we have funded previously. So what I'm suggesting of this is a kind of proposal of how we, apportion the money and spend the $125,000 of what we've budgeted for $125,000. So what I'm looking for is if there are any questions, concerns, additions. Otherwise, what I'd like to do is to have support from the Township Board to proceed with this as a tentative funding plan.
So with Lazarus House, we're given what?
What I'm suggesting is that we commit $15,000.
15 for them?
Yeah.
Now we're going with them with Rotary Club.
And what
right?
what I'm going to do now is to say this is what the Township Board is willing to do. We'd like to work together with you. What additional
Right.
sums of money would you like to put in?
Right. And with Interfaith Food Pantry, Batavia,
Yeah.
we will be giving a little bit more money, but we're also
Well, I'm
doing-
suggesting that we earmark $10,000 and that we specifically aim for a new facility. Now, if they don't get a new facility,
Right.
then we can give them that amount of money in support.
Right.
You're looking
And-
to purchase a new facility?
Yes. Well, actually, there's a plan percolating now that the city of Batavia is going to go in with them in terms of facility and the costs. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where this is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of in the planning stages too. So
Well-
if that doesn't happen, then we can just simply fund the food pantry in the same way we
Right.
always have.
But we're also partnering up with the Rotary Club for that
Yes,
one too.
right.
Okay.
Assuming
cool.
they do, they will. If they don't, then we'll
Oh.
do it on our own.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Well, that sounds good.
Any other questions?
So what's the bottom line on Elder Day Center?
The Elder Day Center is that we don't do anything with regard to that for them.
So breaking free.
Don't do
elderlies.
anything in terms of.
We're not
leaving
going
it
to
the
give any
amount
money.
or
We're not going to give.
no
We're not
money.
going to. I'm not budgeting funds here for breaking free, chip in, Elder Day, or Lutheran Social Services.
Okay.
That gives us $8,000 more, 7 of which you budgeted for Interfaith Food Pantry,
Right.
and 5 of which you budgeted for Lazarus House, so
Right.
that's more than 8,000.
Well, you mean you're looking at last year's?
Yeah.
That's because we only budgeted $120,000
We have
last year.
125
And
this
we
year.
budgeted $5,000 more dollars this year.
Okay, and all the rest of them are at the same level?
Pretty much the same, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Is, can I have a motion to, support this outline in general? It may need to be adapted somewhat depending on what happens with the Rotary Club of Batavia. Does that make sense?
I'll make that motion, but I would add to it, please, Penny, if you could, in the minutes of the changes that were proposed for this,
Mhm.
if we could see those proposed changes of how much or those that are not going
I'll
to
do
get
a
any
two-column
stuff.
table.
Yeah,
Okay.
before and after.
Yeah,
That way we can actually see
okay.
what's real, or what your actual proposal is.
So
Well, if you
what's-
look at it on the other side, we funded Breaking Free in the last fiscal year, $2,000. We budgeted Chip in Batavia for $2,000. We budgeted for Elder Day Center
2,000.
$2,000, and
Right.
we budgeted for Lutheran Social Services $2,000 in the last year.
Yeah, that's the numbers that you have here on the right.
Right.
Well, those are the numbers that are on the sheet called 2020-21,
Right.
and this is for funding for this current fiscal year, 2021-2022. It's worth saying, since we're also going to be on BATV, that I think this is a very significant portion of Batavia Township's budget.
Right.
The major justification being that many townships run their own senior citizen programs, have their own food pantries, have youth programs, whereas our argument is we're instead find it sensible and appropriate to support other agencies in the community that essentially provide those services. So what these really are contracts for services. That's the piece of paper that ends up in our agreement with these agencies is a contract to provide services, and then we ask them to give us an accounting for how they have served Batavia Township residents. So we have a motion and a second. And
What is the motion now?
the motion, I think. What do you have as the motion, Penny?
Oh, fine.
Well, I'll rephrase it.
Well,
The motion is that we go forward with your proposal of the changes to the charitable organizations and the amounts that we give.
Okay.
And Penny's going to show that in the meetings with the 2-column spreadsheet.
Right.
All right. Any other discussion?
All right, I'll second that.
Except, okay.
So, Sharp made the motion, Donna is
Donna,
seconding it.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion, questions, concerns?
Sounds like a plan.
I'll report what happens. Although assuming this motion passes, I will go ahead with the funding at the top of the sheet for RSVP, mutual ground, and so forth in those amounts. What they do is they get a letter and they get an agreement to which they sign and return, and then we send them a check. All righty, so let's have the clerk call the
I'm
roll.
just confused about
Okay.
one thing. The cooperative numbers,
Those are
Are
those are
those-
township monies.
right, is that the firm amount for, and then whatever Rotary
Yes.
gave would be in addition?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So, anything else? So let's have the clerk call the roll on this motion.
Okay. Sharp,
Right.
Susanna,
Aye.
Tracy,
Aye.
Donna.
All right.
Thank you. There is no new business on the agenda. Are there any trustee reports? Any of the trustees want to report?
I have nothing.
Maybe.
Nope.
All right. So let me just mention that at the bottom of the agenda, just from the supervisor's point of view report,
Right.
there's some things coming up. The trustees division of TOI is looking for board members if anybody's interested and want to nominate yourself.
What is TOI?
The Township Officials of Illinois.
You get
Township
that magazine.
Yeah.
Get
You
that
get
on
the,
there.
you
yeah.
get the magazine. The Township Officials of Illinois has separate divisions for each of the elected officials. So there's a trustees division, a supervisors division, a highway commissioners division, and assessors division, and so forth.
So
This
when-
is the trustees division.
This is the trustees division.
So when do they usually meet?
They meet periodically, and if you notice, there's a report
Yes.
in the township perspective each month.
And that's what they generate from that meeting then?
I think that's what they
Right.
generate for that meeting or in informal get-togethers or whatever.
And they're usually during the day, though, aren't they?
Probably.
Yeah. See. I mean, I would be interested, but
Where do they meet?
can't during the day.
Various locations. They used to, and again, they used to historically, all these things met in Springfield. They also sponsor
Okay.
various, meetings during the course of the year. Training things, educational things. Just so that we've been having offer from Clark Environmental, our mosquito spraying people, to do a tour of their facility in St. Charles, which I haven't done, but I know Chris and Jim Anderson did it, and it's really very interesting.
It's very interesting.
So our representative from Clark, we've been going to do this for a while, but due to the pandemic, we've put it off. But so he has suggested that we do this during August, and that we meet from 10 to 1, and that we have lunch, in addition to visiting the Clark facility.
Mosquitoes gonna be on the menu?
Mosquitoes will be on the menu.
8/16.
It's a small.
And so, I don't know. My question is, do you want to do this the 16th or the 23rd? Or do we know yet?
Hopefully I won't be here the 16th, if all goes well.
So you might want to do it the 23rd.
Everybody else is okay with that, right? So we go again.
August 23rd is okay for me.
Well, let's zero in on August 23rd.
Is that Friday?
Monday.
It's a Monday.
Monday? Oh, yeah,
I don't know whether you can do it during the day or not. You can see.
Yeah, I gotta check my schedule.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can schedule it with them for August 23rd. Want to mention that on August 21st, Tri-City Health Partnership is having their 20th anniversary celebration at their facility in St. Charles, which you need to RSVP to. So if you want to go, let me know, and I'll RSVP, because I think they're providing refreshments and so forth. They actually have 2 locations now next door to each other, so you get to visit their facilities in St. Charles. On August 25th at 7 p.m., the township officials of Kane County reviving themselves, and there's going to be a meeting in the St. Charles Township Hall in St. Charles on Dean Street at 7 p.m. and the program is a report by Madam Chairman Karen Parag of the King County Board. And October 27th at 5 p.m. is the Township Officials of Kane County annual dinner at the Lincoln Inn.
I have to ask a naive question.
It's okay.
Madam Chairman Corinne Parag,
Yeah,
Madam Chairman of
Kane County
Kane
Board.
County Board.
King
in
County
general.
Board. Yeah.
Okay.
In Kane County.
Presume that's kind of where it fell in.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Kane County some years ago established a chairman, a position, which was first held by Batavian Phil Elstrom.
Yep.
Corinne is also a Batavian, a resident of Batavia.
But no longer?
She is. She's currently. a
Oh, she's
resident.
still here. Okay.
Yep. And on October 27th at 5 p.m., oh, that's the dinner. So eventually, we'll want to RSVP and tell us how many people are going. But keep that date open. And as you may have seen in the Township Perspective, TOI is having a conference virtually in November. So there will be some activities from November 15th through the 17th online.
Will we have to sign up for those, or
I
do we
think,
just?
yeah, and there's
Do it
a,
like last year, there's a fee.
there's a fee.
Okay.
So if you all want to take part, there will be, the schedule will be in the Township Perspective soon, I'm sure, probably next month. And so I just am alerting you to that fact. I do want to mention too that I got an email from Van Larson, and then I also got notification from TOI today that since Governor Pritzker has not amended his executive order regarding open meetings, we need to at least proceed and assume that we need to have, part of that executive order was to allow not in-person meetings. Since he has not changed that, it means that we have to have a quorum in person at the meeting. Can't be done remotely. Right?
Can't be done remotely.
That's what it seems to say, unless he issues a new order. And I think it's, we're up also, which is a whole nother question, which you can voice your opinion on, and that is that Kane County, it would appear now, is saying that we need to be masked in public places. So we probably should be sitting here masked. But we'll get a further, they did issue a mask guidelines for county buildings. This thing from TOI, and also that Van shared, when the governor is not going to issue a new order allowing remote meetings, that it's probably a good time to look at our policy and ordinance having to do with remote meetings. Now, I remember that we talked about it historically, but I don't know whether, I can't find an existing one, so I don't know what we really did, if anything. The question is, if you have trustees, may they attend by phone or Zoom or some other way? So we may want to take a look at what our policy is with regard to attendance at, remotely, either by phone or Zoom or some other way.
We had discussed that, I
I
think,
know.
even before the COVID,
I know, we had
the year before.
the year before.
I think so.
I think so too. And I don't know that anything was, I can't find any
I thought we had
formally,
formally talked about it was okay.
it was okay to attend remotely.
Yes, but I don't know the specifics.
Well, Van, do you suppose we should cook up a policy?
I think we should wait to see, because,
Who knows?
yeah,
we may go back to Zoom.
Cool.
Yeah, hope not.
I'm still paying for our Zoom subscription. Well, okay, we'll wait and see. We'll put this whole issue on hold, huh? I think I've exhausted all of the things that I want to talk about. Oh, yeah, I did get a report, if anybody wants to see it, from Clark. The mosquito, because it's been raining lately, the mosquito count is up. And they have sprayed twice, special sprayings twice in the last couple of weeks.
And they found West Nile virus.
And they
around
found some West Nile virus.
Really?
Yes.
there. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions about anything?
You say special springs, this is,
Yeah, what happens what happens is we pay X number of dollars per year, which we've paid completely now. And then included in that are, if they spray, normally what happens is they spray with the city of Batavia and ours at the same time.
And then if the mosquito count goes way up, they may have extra sprayings at an extra price.
Ooh.
So we're guaranteed a certain number. If we want more, we pay for that.
That's expensive.
do we say we want more, or do they just spray and charge us?
Yeah.
They usually just spray and charge us and let us know, well, they let us, supposedly let us know they're spraying. It's in conjunction with the city, so, I mean, the city is a much bigger player. So we kind of go along with what they're doing.
They have called me and emailed twice in the last couple of weeks that they did additional sprayings.
So
And then they just so it's an automatic for them to
It's
they don't
automatic.
have to get permission,
Well,
they just go do it.
yeah.
Because the contract reads they will do additional sprayings in accordance to the mosquito population?
Right.
Okay. So it's built into their contract to do that automatically?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. And
that's at a base price, or they charge extra?
yeah, it's like time and a half, or
They charge extra for each spraying.
I haven't got any additional bills yet.
and proportionally, it's the same amount for the amount of time and content they use.
Yeah, because they do it by the mile, our miles.
Okay, so it's a per mile cost, and it's the same whether it's an extra spraying
Yeah,
per mile as it is for the normal regular rate.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So that July 2021 showed the highest peak of mosquito activity in the past 3 years.
And I hadn't had a bite all year.
I haven't had any.
Well,
One or two.
That's because
Nothing
of-
like before.
I guess that's because of them, right?
Who knows?
it's the city of Batavia. That sprays where you are.
I would be interested to do that tour and understand better the pesticides that they use
Good,
and
good.
all of that kind of stuff.
They talk about the counts, they show you how they take care of the mosquitoes.
What is the active ingredient that they use, do you know?
I don't have no
I think
idea.
it's a biological, I believe, now.
Yeah.
It's
Can't
a
use
what?
DMT. They
Biological
can't
product.
use DDT anymore.
Well, it has been, I know a little bit about this.
It's not.
So it's pyrethorins, which is derived from chrysanthemum flowers. And
Well, we'll
my
find out.
biological background, I know that as they spray it, what it does is it blocks up the trachea, the breathing mechanism that insects use, and they die, right? So that's how it works, so to speak. And that gives off a vapor for a period of time once it lands on leaves.
I suspect it's more targeted though, because they don't want to kill everything. But
That's what I would like to do the tour for, is to
Yeah.
understand better what they
Well,
use and
well,
how,
we'll
if they
have them.
can, be more specific as to who the targets are.
it's not
Because,
DDT anymore.
well, DDT was a whole different deal. It was just a build up through the food chain, right? It targeted anything that it hit and killed it.
It's a good tour.
Yeah, I like it.
It's quite a
It'd be
facility.
fun to see.
All righty. Anything else? If not, then our next meeting, September meeting, is the 14th at 7 p.m. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are now adjourned.
All right.
Thank you.
Probably
Thank
need
you.
Georgia on September.